My mom secretly invited my estranged sister to my wedding. She hijacked the mic with a shocking story, so my husband threw her out. Now mom says he's the problem. I'm 27 now, and just 4 days ago, I married my boyfriend of 7 years, Aaron, who's also 27. The wedding itself was beautiful, almost perfect, except for one major hiccup, and that came courtesy of my mom, who's 52, and my estranged younger sister, Monica, who's 25. Things got so out of hand that Aaron had to step in and have Monica escorted out after the mess she caused during a speech. Now my mom's absolutely losing it, insisting that Aaron was somehow in the wrong for how it played out. To give you some background, Monica and I haven't spoken in nearly 4 years, ever since a blow-up happened during a Thanksgiving dinner at my parents' house. That night, Monica kept making subtle flirty moves toward Aaron. I noticed, but I brushed it off because I didn't want to create a scene and ruin Thanksgiving for everyone. But after dinner, when we were just relaxing and chatting, Aaron pulled me aside. He looked really uncomfortable and told me Monica had been making unwanted advances toward him the entire evening. I completely lost it. I walked right into the living room, where everyone was still gathered, and confronted her in front of everybody. Her response? She brushed it off, saying that if Aaron had a real problem with it, he would have told her directly. But Aaron isn't the confrontational type, and that's exactly why he came to me, because he didn't want to deal with it himself. Then Monica said something that made my blood boil. She claimed Aaron deserved better, and that's why she was hitting on him. According to her, she was doing him a favor by showing him he shouldn't settle for me. At that point, my dad had to jump in and shut the whole thing down. Monica got pissed and stormed out. We haven't seen each other since, which honestly came as a relief. Monica and I never really got along. Even as kids, she was ridiculously competitive. Despite being younger than me, she always acted like she had something to prove, trying to outshine me at every turn. She was already my mom's clear favorite, but I guess she couldn't stand that our dad treated us both equally. Our relationship only worsened once we hit high school. By the time we graduated college, we barely exchanged words. On holidays, we'd be in the same room but pretended the other didn't exist. After that Thanksgiving fight, I made a decision. I wasn't going to any event she'd be at. I'd ask my dad ahead of time if Monica would be there. If she was, I'd skip it. If not, I'd show up. That arrangement worked perfectly, especially since my dad respected my boundaries. My mom? Not so much. She constantly pushed the idea that we needed to fix things between us, even though she knew how uncomfortable Monica made Aaron. So honestly, I shouldn't have been surprised when Monica showed up at my wedding uninvited. Turns out, my mom had invited her behind my back. I was stunned when I saw Monica there after the ceremony. I immediately went to confront my mom about it, and she casually told me that Monica had suggested she come. Of course she did. Apparently, Monica had heard I was getting married and jumped at the chance to stir something up. And my mom, in her infinite wisdom, thought this would be the perfect opportunity for us to finally make amends, as if a wedding is the place for that. I told her straight up that it was a terrible call and I wanted Monica to leave. My mom brushed me off, insisting nothing bad would happen. She was dead wrong. While I was still arguing with mom, Monica somehow managed to grab a microphone. As soon as I saw her standing there with it, my stomach dropped. I just knew she wasn't about to give a heartfelt toast. It started out innocent enough. She raised a glass to the bride and groom. But then, she launched into a story from high school that she's apparently held a grudge over all these years. Back then, I was a senior and she was a sophomore. There was this guy in my grade named Chris. Practically every girl had a crush on him, but Chris and I were just close friends. We had known each other since middle school, though he'd moved away for a couple of years and only recently returned, more attractive and more popular than ever. I never saw him as anything other than a buddy, and the feeling was mutual. Still, people, especially Monica, acted like our friendship was some kind of personal attack. She had a major crush on Chris and hated how close he and I were. So she took it upon herself to spread a rumor that Chris and I were secretly dating, and that I'd even been bragging about it at home. Chris and I both knew it was her doing. So instead of letting her win, we decided to play along. We started pretending to be a couple, holding hands in the halls, walking close together, just to get under her skin. Whenever she and her friends walked by, we'd really put on a show. Her reactions were priceless. Eventually, it became a running joke, and the rumor totally backfired. People started mocking her for making up the story in the first place. And let me tell you, high school kids can be brutal. One day, after someone made fun of her for lying, she snapped and stormed into the cafeteria to confront me. But that didn't go her way either. Chris jumped in immediately to defend me. He told her flat out that she had no right to call me out when she was the one who started the ridiculous rumor just to mess with our friendship. He called her insecure, jealous, and just plain crazy. Monica completely lost it. She started swearing at him loud and filthy words that made even Chris back off. It was honestly disgusting, and I'd had enough. I told her to shut up, but she just kept screaming and cussing us out. So yeah, in that moment of rage and pure frustration, I snapped. I grabbed her by the hair and slapped her. That moment in the cafeteria definitely wasn't one of my proudest, and yeah, we both got into trouble over it. But to this day, Monica blames me for making the rest of her high school experience miserable. She says people never forgot that day, getting publicly called out by the most popular senior guy, and then slapped by her own older sister right there in front of everyone. I get that it probably sucked for her to walk those halls after that, but let's be real, she brought it on herself. I honestly never saw it as my fault. Anyway, at my wedding, she rehashed that whole incident during her speech, only she twisted it to make herself look like the poor innocent victim and painted me as the villain. She even went on to claim that I didn't just ruin high school for her, I somehow destroyed her relationship with our dad too. According to her, he barely talks to her anymore because of me. But of course, she conveniently left out the real reason why he distanced himself from her. That's when Aaron had had enough. He stood up, walked over, and calmly took the mic out of her hand. Then he grabbed her arm and started leading her toward the exit. My mom jumped up and tried to stop him, but I was frozen in place. I couldn't believe this was actually happening on my wedding day. Things got messy near the doors. My bridesmaids tried to help get Monica out, but she and my mom started shoving and yelling at them. Eventually, both Monica and my mother stormed out together. I was so shaken up, I just walked off and hid in the restroom. I stayed there until Aaron came to find me. He wrapped his arms around me and told me everything would be okay, that no one would think less of me because of what happened. He said everyone would see the truth, that it was Monica and my mother who'd made fools of themselves, not me. His words didn't exactly fix how I felt, but I knew he was right. I also knew that Aaron, my dad, and the rest of our guests were looking to me to stay strong and not let this incident ruin the whole evening. So I pulled myself together, put on my best brave face, and went back out there like nothing had happened just to help everyone else move on. After the wedding was over and people started heading home, I had a long talk with my dad. He told me he planned to speak with my mom and try to get her to apologize. I told him not to bother, I honestly didn't care whether she said sorry or not. He seemed to understand what I meant without me having to say much else. A couple of days later, my mom finally reached out. I answered, thinking maybe, just maybe, she was going to apologize, and I had a lot I wanted to get off my chest. But the second I picked up, I regretted it. She didn't want to say sorry. She just wanted to tell me that I should leave Aaron. Seriously. She said he was unstable and dangerous, and that I needed to annul the marriage. Her reason? She claimed that because Aaron physically tried to remove Monica from the wedding, he'd shown he was capable of putting his hands on a woman, and that meant he might do the same to me someday. I thought that was a ridiculous leap to make. Monica wasn't some innocent bystander, she'd made a scene, humiliated me in front of our guests, and completely derailed our wedding. Aaron was just trying to get her out of there before things got even worse, and he did it without being aggressive or cruel. What Monica said during that speech was beyond disrespectful. Aaron simply refused to let her hijack the happiest day of our lives. I told my mom she should actually be thankful that I didn't lose it and slap Monica again like I did back in high school. That really set my mom off. She started yelling at me, saying that Aaron and I were both unhinged and needed therapy if we believed violence solved anything. She admitted finally that Monica was wrong to give that speech and that maybe she shouldn't have invited her without asking me. But even then, she insisted Aaron had crossed a line by physically removing Monica, and she claimed Monica could press charges if she wanted to. According to her, the only reason Monica hadn't done that was because she was being generous and didn't want to cause more trouble for us. Now she's demanding that we apologize to Monica. And honestly, I don't even know if we should. That's kind of the reason I'm putting this out there, more for Aaron's sake than mine. So, is my husband the one in the wrong for pulling the mic away from my sister and walking her out of our wedding after she gave that nasty, inappropriate speech about me? Update 1: It's been a week since I posted that, and most of the feedback I've gotten agrees that maybe Aaron went a little too far in physically handling her. So, we've decided that he'll apologize to Monica, but only for that. Nothing else. Aaron already wrote a letter, and he's planning to send it directly to her. I just hope this whole mess ends soon. My mom's been all over me about apologizing too, saying I need to make peace with Monica. But she hasn't apologized to either of us, and honestly, I don't expect her to. Even if she did, it wouldn't mean anything to me. I just want Aaron to do this one thing so we can both have peace of mind and say we did the right thing on our end. Whether Monica chooses to respond or apologize back is up to her. But if she doesn't, I can live with that. Her words mean nothing to me anymore. I know who she is. I know the truth. And I'm tired of wasting energy thinking about her or my mom. Once this apology thing is done, I'm blocking my mom. I'm done. She's never seen my side of anything. Ever since Monica was born, she's played favorites, and I never thought she'd let that favoritism get so out of hand that she couldn't even tell right from wrong anymore. Anyone with an ounce of sense could see that Monica had no good intentions when it came to me. No reasonable person would invite someone like that to a wedding, especially not one as important as ours. Yet my mom did. She's the one who ruined the whole day, and somehow, she still believes she did nothing wrong. At this point, it honestly feels like it's more important for Aaron and me to apologize than for Monica to ever apologize to us. And sadly, I'm not even shocked by that. My mom's always made sure Monica never had to face the idea that she might actually be wrong about something. In her eyes, Monica can do no wrong, she's the golden child. Meanwhile, I've spent my whole life trying to measure up to these impossible standards that somehow apply only to me. I'm always expected to be the bigger person, to forgive, to sacrifice even when the people who hurt me, especially Monica, don't feel even a little remorse. I tried, for years, to keep some kind of relationship with my mom for the sake of my dad, but now, I think even he realizes I've reached my limit. I'm done pretending this dynamic is normal. So once we send Monica the apology, I plan to forward a copy to my mom too, just so she can't claim later on that it never happened. And then that's it. She's out of our lives for good. Update 2: Aaron and I went ahead and emailed Monica the apology. We really thought that would be enough to end this mess, that she'd at least have the decency to let it go. But I clearly underestimated just how much she hates me. Because the very next thing she did was screenshot the email and plaster it all over her social media. She posted it like it was some kind of trophy. Her caption was smug and petty, something like "Guess who apologized?" winking face, as if she hadn't been the one to crash our wedding and humiliate me in front of everyone. She basically used our attempt to make peace as ammunition to mock us publicly. Seeing that post made my blood boil. And I swear, in that moment, I truly wished there was some magic unsend button for emails. The only reason I even found out was because a cousin of mine, who does follow Monica, messaged me with a screenshot. We don't follow each other, so she clearly wasn't expecting I'd see it. I was furious. But instead of jumping into battle mode, I called my mom first. I hadn't blocked her yet, and I figured I'd give her a chance to do the right thing. When I asked about the post, she already had her excuse ready. She said she was working on it and trying to convince Monica to take it down. She tried to minimize it, like it was no big deal, just Monica being petty. She even said most people probably hadn't read it, so I shouldn't worry. But at the same time, my phone was lighting up with texts from relatives and even old classmates asking what was going on. I told my mom she had 30 minutes to fix it, to get that post deleted, or I take matters into my own hands. And trust me, I had plenty of dirt on Monica that I kept quiet about all these years. Things she never expected I'd air out. If she wanted to play nasty, I could beat her at that game with both hands tied. I warned my mom, if Monica didn't take that post down, I'd go public with everything, no lies, no exaggerations, just the cold, hard truth. And if that happened, Monica's little gotcha moment would look like child's play. I gave her one last chance to keep things from escalating. She promised she'd handle it. But an hour passed. The post was still up. That was the final straw for me and Aaron. So we did it. We exposed Monica. All of it. We talked about how she tried to flirt with Aaron during Thanksgiving years ago, how she made that disgusting wedding speech, and yes, even the story I hadn't planned to share before. See, a couple of years back, Monica had an affair with her best friend's husband. Not many people know about it because they managed to cover it up pretty well. Her ex-best friend didn't want the humiliation of it going public, so she only confided in a couple of trusted people. One of those people told me, since it involved my sister too. Out of respect for her former best friend, I'd kept my mouth shut all this time. But now, I didn't care anymore. I put it all out there, plain and truthful. No embellishments, no lies, just facts. People who went to school with us were shocked. Monica had always been popular, especially in high school and college. So seeing that kind of skeleton tumble out of her closet? It made waves. My inbox started flooding with likes and messages almost instantly. Most people already knew Monica could be mean-spirited, but now they had proof that she wasn't just petty, she was cruel. And my mom? She only ever enabled that behavior. She made it worse by protecting her instead of holding her accountable. After putting up the post, Aaron and I felt like we could finally breathe. We'd said our piece. We didn't want to keep reliving the drama, so we turned off our phones, ignored the messages, and went out for a walk. No screens, no stress, just peace. When we got home, we started packing for our honeymoon, which was only a few days away. It felt good to look forward to something that was just about us, not the chaos. But when I finally turned my phone back on around midnight, it nearly blew up in my hands with the number of notifications. Texts, calls, DMs from everyone. And of course, the first messages I checked were from my mom. Predictably, she was furious. She said I went too far by mentioning the affair and told me Monica was devastated, crying nonstop. According to her, Monica really regretted what she did, and now I just added to her pain. When my mom started talking about how upset Monica was, as if that was supposed to make me feel guilty, I just couldn't muster up any sympathy. Not after everything she's put me through. So, I didn't even bother replying. Instead, I checked the comments under my post and nearly all of them were siding with me. People weren't buying Monica's victim act, and honestly, that gave me a real sense of closure. It felt good to finally be heard and believed. It's been a full day since I posted it, and at this point, just about everyone, my entire family, old classmates, and half of my high school circle has seen it and shared their thoughts. I don't feel bad at all. Monica spent years trying to push my buttons, and I always tried to be the bigger person, to look the other way. But this time, she pushed too far. She earned every bit of that fallout. That post is staying up for as long as I feel like keeping it there. I don't care how many tears she sheds, I'm not deleting it, and I'm definitely not going to apologize. Update 3. Hey, everyone. It's been 2 weeks since I put that post up, and I ended up taking it down yesterday not because I felt bad, but because I think it reached exactly who it needed to. I just didn't want it sitting on my feed anymore. A few days after the post went up, I finally blocked both Monica and my mom. I don't want either of them to have any access to me, not even a sliver. They've both proven, time and again, that they don't deserve to be part of my life, and honestly, I'm not interested in pretending otherwise anymore. My dad, thankfully, has been completely on my side. He told me that even though Monica's ex-best friend was partially exposed through that post, I didn't actually name her. So technically, only people who already knew their history could connect the dots, and that was mostly everyone from our high school, since those two were practically joined at the hip since freshman year. But still, I didn't call her out by name, so there's at least that. And even if I did end up revealing something sensitive about her, I can't bring myself to feel too guilty. Back in the day, she was just as nasty to me as Monica was, all because of their friendship. So no, I'm not losing sleep over it. Right now, Aaron and I are finally enjoying our honeymoon. It feels like we're finally getting the peace and happiness we were supposed to have from the beginning. The only reason I even remembered to give this update is because someone messaged me asking whatever happened to Chris, and I realized I forgot to mention it. So, for anyone curious, yes, Chris and I are still friends. He couldn't make it to the wedding because he was down with a really bad stomach flu, but we're planning to meet up sometime soon. And when we do? Oh, I'm absolutely taking a picture and posting it just to give Monica a little something extra to chew on. On a more serious note, my dad's also been opening up to me a lot more lately. He told me he's been having a hard time dealing with my mom and her strange obsession with defending Monica no matter what she does. He even asked me if I thought he should look into couples counseling or just go straight to divorce. That really caught me off guard. After all these years together, I never imagined my dad would seriously consider ending their marriage. But he told me he just feels done. Like he's too old and too tired to keep fighting battles that shouldn't even be happening. Apparently, my mom even tried to talk him into disinheriting me and leaving everything to Monica because she thinks I need to be taught a lesson about family loyalty. My dad had to put his foot down and really fight for me. And now, he says he's emotionally exhausted. And you know what? I completely understand. I didn't tell him what to do because that's his decision to make, but I let him know that whatever he decides, I'll support him. If he wants to stay with her and try to work things out, that's fine by me. As long as he's happy, I'm happy. That said, I really do hope he pushes for counseling at the very least. My mom desperately needs therapy, and honestly, so does Monica. Maybe if they both got some professional help, they'd stop causing so much harm to everyone around them. It's long overdue.